The boys are back in town. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. The boys are back in town. Are they back? Are the 49ers back? Or was this just an easy win? Call-in show coming. Welcome to the Coaches Huddle, where the field joins family together. And we are back, faithful. Welcome. We're here for another call-in show. And right now, I want to hear from the fans. We got a couple of call-in topics that I like to do just to kind of shape some things out. You don't have to follow these topics. You don't have to. But just kind of shape some things out, some stuff that I want to talk about today. But first things first, I want to just talk about just the energy that we had in the call-in show, not the call-in show, but the live show during the Seattle Seahawks game. I mean, it was amazing, bro. Do we not have the best fans? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt the energy, the support. It was fun because we won. You know what I mean? Like, contrary to belief, I do not like spazzing out when we lose. So, just wanted to just give a shout out to just everybody that had a chance to come into the live watch party. There will be another live watch party for the Chiefs. You know it's gonna be live. You know it's gonna be lit. I'm gonna bring the energy. But right now, I just want to take a step back just to hear from the callers, man. There's a link in the description. If you've already came into the live, all you got to do is just refresh the video. The link is in the description for you guys to call right in. And like I said before, I just want to go over some talking points, just some things that I noticed during the game, and just kind of doing a 10,000 foot view of where we stand now, right? So as we stand right here, right, are we out of the woods, right? Niners are 3-3. We've saved basically our divisional NFC West lives with beating the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday. Are we out of the woods? And why or why not? And that's not up to me to give you my take. That's what I do all the time. I want to hear from what, the faithful have to say. Young Guns, tell me how you feel about the guys stepping up, man. Dominic Pooney, Renardo Green, Malik Mustafa, right? Tatum Bethune. Some of these guys that came into their own Thursday night. Dominic Pooney continues to be a great addition that we've had to our offensive line, not just our team. But how do you feel about the young guys? What do they need to do? Do they need to change anything, right? Do they need to give these guys more of an opportunity? Do some of these guys need to get elevated, right? On a more permanent basis. Also impressed. Give me your impression, scale of 1 to 10. I need to know how you guys felt about this win, right? Give me a scale of 1 to 10 about how you felt about this win, how you felt about things moving forward, and just the season. Are you impressed? Scale of 1 to 10, where are you guys at? Chiefs game is coming up. The Chiefs game is coming up, and I'll tell you, they are a friendly foe. But I will tell you this. Are they? Does it matter? Does the game matter? Right? I understand that we got to win every game moving forward, but are you guys? I got to be honest. One of the reasons why I'm so passionate about certain things is because I can let stuff go. I can move on, right? And is it still on site? Is it always we got to get our lick back, right? Or in the grand scheme of us getting everybody back, being healthy down the road, being able to beat Dallas, right? Going in, having another NFC champion. I mean, not an NFC champ, but another NFC win, right? Going into the bye week, right? At 4-4, if we were to lose to them, right? Doesn't matter. Look at this guy. Oh, I remember Chiefs again. What's up, Chiefs again? In here trying to blow up my chat. We see you. We see you. Get out of here, chump. It's family business, brother. You all in the mix. Get out of here. But, right, how do we feel about this? Does this game matter? You know, need to understand exactly where we stand with the Chiefs, right? How invested are you in this win, right? And it's okay to say, Coach, F out of here, bruh. It's on site. I don't even know what you're talking about right now. Right? It is what it is. Or are there some of you that are saying, all right, man, look, I want to win the game, but do we need to be, emptying, dumping out the playbook, having injuries, having a slobber knocker, slugfest with the Chiefs in the sake of a dub? I don't know, right? What implications could that have for our already seasoned, and I'm being kind, roster, right? Some of these guys are longer in the tooth. This isn't the Super Bowl. It's just week 7, right? So does it matter? And how much does it? Because it always matters in the grand scheme of just winning an NFL football game. So I get that. And changed expectations through 6 weeks, which is basically 1/4 of the season. Have your expectations changed of the team, right? Are we still Super Bowl or bust? This is just how we rocking. I don't care. Everything needs to be the same. We're waiting on Dre Greenlaw to get back. We're waiting on CMC to get back. Once everything kind of hits at the right time, we're going to hit a stride. And you know what, Coach? We're off and running. We're off. Nothing changed. Niners start slow anyway. Or have you broken the fourth wall of this production and said, hold on, now wait a minute. Now listen, man, I'm down for the movie, but the script don't seem the same. This don't seem like the same. Something a little different, right? Have your expectations changed? So that's some of the things that I'd like to hear from you guys. But for context, just going over the game, we beat the Chiefs 36-24. Brock Purdy was 18 for 28 for 255 yards for 3 touchdowns. Geno Smith was 30 for 52. 30 for 52 for 312 yards with a pick and 2 interceptions. How much did Geno help the 49ers with his performance? Right? Now, we understand that the picks are great. I love the turnovers that we had. But Geno was wildly inaccurate. Very inaccurate. And, look, I'm not here to help a guy out, but this right here is the truth. Mahomes is not Geno Smith. Right? Mahomes is not Geno Smith. So when you think about that, how do you feel like we fare against Mahomes, even though Patrick Mahomes hasn't necessarily been up to snuff himself? Chiefs again. Chill out, bruh. Chill out. You over here, you with the Niners, bruh. You're not on friendly territory. Just remember where you at. Act cool. Don't start nothing. Won't be nothing. Send your little nice comments in the chat, but be polite to my people. That's all I'm saying, Chiefs again. So, Steve-O, Mahomes is 6 for 6 for TDs, interceptions this year. with 400 less yards than Purdy. Don't get Steve-O started, Chiefs again. Don't get him started. Here we go. GD coach, you could say the same. You could say the opposite thing for the Rams and Vikings game, that Brock gave them the game as well. True. That's a good perspective. How do we move forward on the run game? Right? It's been reported that Jordan Mason is day-to-day, right? Before Jordan Mason got hurt, I believe that Jordan Mason was on pace to have a day. He had 9 carries for 73 yards. He was clipping at 8.1 carries a yard, 8.1 yards a carry against the Seattle Seahawks Thursday night. I was looking for Jordan Mason to really go off against these dudes. He was running with ease. But if he can't go, how do we move forward, right? Is Isaac Guerrero enough? Is Patrick Taylor Jr. enough? Is Deebo Samuel enough, right? Who do we call up if we need to, right? Chiefs are led by their defense, definitely. I don't necessarily see anything with the Chiefs on their offense thus far. Let's take a look at the Chiefs, honestly. That's something that I'd like to look at. Take a look at KC. See what we got. Fifth overall, 8th overall defense, 8th overall offense, 8th overall special teams. Dead set even across the board. Only thing about them is that they haven't scored over 30 points yet for the entire season. They're definitely defensively led. 26-13 was their last game against the Saints. Let's take a look at Patty. See what they had going on in this game. Box score, Patrick Mahomes was 28 for 39, 339 yards, 8.5 yards per attempt, 0 touchdowns and a pick. His rating was 86.6. Look, I'm all here for respecting that Patrick Mahomes is a guy. Like, I get that. But by his standards, that's mediocre. So let's have this conversation. Is Deebo washed? How do you guys feel about this sentiment here with Deebo Samuel? Is he washed? Right? Let's look at just the numbers that we've seen from Deebo thus far in the season, because I tend to believe that he's taken a step back. Still dangerous, still a ball player, right? But I just feel as though that there's some things that are different that I'm seeing from him. And if you just look at his numbers, receiving yards just from what he's done in his game logs thus far, usually when you look at his catch percentage per game, is at the lowest that it's been since 2022. I'm at 62.5%. And the attempts and yards of target is 10.5, which is highest that it's ever been. So he's farther away from the line of scrimmage than he's ever been as far as route tree. But I don't necessarily see him getting open as much. It's something that you would have thought you would have seen an uptick in that due to the fact that he's in a contract year. But, for me, I think that it's, you know what? Let me just keep it 100, man, because I'm trying to be political and I'm like stepping over my words and shit. Let me just be honest. All right, so this is the deal. It's not the fact of what Deebo does when he has the ball in his hands, because quite honestly, Kyle has been using Deebo as an easy button for years, okay? You should have developed that boy years ago. But he gives you such a plus attribute in just turning around and giving him the ball or just throwing him a screen that you're not necessarily coaching him up to do anything else. All right, cool. So he goes off, he gets in shape on his own, he works out on his own. That's fine. My only issue is that when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, dog, he is lazy. That's my biggest thing. And like this year has been the least of that. All right. If I'm being fair, right? Watching film with Deebo without having the ball, he has been doing much better in like trying to block or trying to run routes hard. But bro, I'm gonna tell you, man, we're 6 years, we're six games into the season. I'll give him grace that he has been better. I'm gonna be an honest broker. However, dude, in years past, man, I've seen Deebo straight the fuck up walk on the field during plays, bro. Walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen him barely block people, bro. Barely. Like, Olay people. Like, I'm clearly not getting the ball. Whereas if the defense was counting on Deebo to be a decoy at that moment, we're screwed. Right? So all I'm saying is that when he does turn it on, it's amazing. But the thing about it is that Father Time is undefeated, man. And if you keep a mode of stop and start and stop and start and stop and start and stop and start, and you're always depending on just flipping the switch, dude, one day you're gonna flip that switch and the light ain't gonna come on. If you don't keep a consistent level of condition or a consistent level of playing, then whatever that is in your prime is going to be a diminished version of that as you get older. And as Deebo has gotten older, you see that he can't just stop and start no more. He can't. So he got to play full games. And now that he plays full games, he's a little slower. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I see it, man. You know, I've given this analogy before, but I'll do it again. It's like he's aging like a running back, you know, not a receiver. This is a steep hill. You know, receivers like Devontae Adams, man. Devontae Adams is, you know, not even, you know what? Not even Devontae Adams. Odell Beckham, a better version, because using Devontae Adams may even seem disingenuous because I'm talking about one of the best to ever do it. But, bro, Devontae Adams, man. Like, I mean, Odell Beckham. You know, Odell Beckham was a physical freak in his prime. I'm talking about there was ball skills, like what? Route running, speed, like you couldn't see anybody better than what Odell Beckham could do in his prime. All right. And Odell Beckham played with dogs at the time in LSU and when he first came into the league. But the man actually has a route tree. He knows how to run routes so much so that man ain't nowhere near the type of athlete he was when he was in New York or when he first got to Cleveland. He's had multiple serious injuries. But the reason why Odell Beckham can still get on the NFL team is because he is a receiver. He knows stride frequency, routes, stems. He knows exactly where to run his routes. He knows how to exert his energy the right way. He knows leverage, right? It's the same as a guard in the league, in the NBA, who was playing above the rim for the first 10 years of his career because he could put his foot in the ground. And his first step, his triple threat step was ridiculous to the point where once he gets older, his skill got to take over. He got to play from the free throw down, pick up a post game. All right, pick up a fadeaway, learn some post moves. All right, I don't see that in Deebo's standpoint because I feel like in his prime, he was all go. Just what do I do? It ain't the route running. It ain't the ball skills. It's give me the ball and I will stick my foot in the ground and be a bully in the secondary. Right. And now I feel as though that has taken a step down, even if he is in great shape. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. So, you know, there's just certain aspects of this that you see where you ask yourself, like, man, look, how are we going to move forward and be able to get things done in the season? We got to figure out better ways how to use Deebo, right? I don't see those end arounds working anymore. Them things are slow developing now. And it used to be a time where you see Deebo come around on the end around and he gets to the hash. And by the time he gets to the top of the numbers and he's coming downhill, there's hell to pay. It is not the same situation anymore, right? I think we need to lean into some of the new strengths on our team, which is the offensive line. I watched the first half of the Seahawks game. The offensive line is doing a really good job. And I know that they're doing a really good job against, not the best or the top half of the defenses in the NFL. But you got to play pros anyway. You got to play who's on your schedule. And for the weeks that have progressed throughout the season, excuse me, the offensive line has done an amazing job. I'll tell you this. I'm getting questions right now about offensive line. I'll answer them. How do you feel about Brindle? Dude, I feel phenomenal about Brindle. No, I don't. So look, let me just say, you thought I was. So look, my thing about Brindle, Jake Brindle, is he serves a role, okay? He serves a role. And because he serves a role, I can see why Kyle likes him. All right. He is a conscientious player. It's not as if he doesn't know what he's doing, right? But he's just not physical. He's not physical. And for him not being physical, sometimes there's aspects of his game that hurt us. And that's my biggest issue with Jake Brindle is that he does a really good job in pass protection, especially when he's one-on-one with nose tackles lined up in front of him. I love what Jake Brindle gives us all day long, but it's the run game, man. That's where he struggles. And I don't know, like he gets in good position, but there's no there. Just the strength isn't there. But I understand that he understands the calls. He rarely has mental errors. I will say that. Like as far as missed assignments, not knowing what he's doing, he's kind of damn near batting 1,000. I very rarely have watched any tape of Jake Brindle and said, yo, he's doing the wrong shit, or he doesn't know what he's doing, or yo, he made the wrong call, or he's going in the wrong direction. Never. So that's one thing I will say about Jake Brindle is that, he knows the playbook in and out, right? So that much I can say. You look at how things are going with, Trent Williams, I think that Trent pretty much had the best game. Of his season against Seattle. He did a really good job in run blocking, taking down angles. Definitely had his stronger hands. Aaron Banks struggled a little bit, but he ended up handling business down the stretch. Once he came in from being hurt, once he got out from being hurt, Spencer Burford, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. I think he's still hurt a little bit. He just doesn't seem as confident as you would expect him to be at this stage of his career, especially with him also kind of knowing that this is it. Like they went and got a guard, bro. Like, hello, they went and got a guard, Spencer. So that's my only thing. That's my only thing with Spencer is that they, if them going to go draft a guy and automatically you get hurt and he like ousts you out of your position immediately, and he ousts you out of your position immediately, bro. Like you would think getting injuries, coming in to supplant guys through injury, you would see a lot more production out of Spencer Burford, but I just haven't seen it. I'm just being honest. Speaking of offensive line, Dominic Pooney was our highest rated player in this game through PFF, which is crazy. He keeps getting better as the game progresses. As the season goes along, he keeps getting better. Now, there were some plays, I will tell you this. Leonard Williams, Dominic Pooney has some welcome to the NFL moments with Leonard Williams. He has some welcome to the NFL moments. I will tell you is that he's got to be able to stay rooted. He got a little too high. Got his pads lifted up under him, and Leonard Williams is a big man. That's a 6'5" man, and he took him for a ride a couple of times. So look, and Dang, I love me some Dominic Pooney, man. That's my guy. He's definitely came in and showed up, man. Let's get to some super chats because I saw a couple of them. I saw a couple of them come through. Serenity, $10. Thank you, sis. CMC Pearsall back, likely no. Deebo's fading and lazy, true. Have Kittle, BA, Juwan Jennings, now Garindo, Taylor. Okay. Chiefs less great than before, and 49ers could win, but the game is a mental. Our O-line has improved. Do the 49ers win? Excuse me, guys. I'm fighting a cold. So let me leave this up. The Chiefs are 5-0. Y'all know I don't cap. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I got us losing this game. And it's not because of the offense. It's because of this defense. I just kind of want everybody to pay attention to how the Chiefs are playing us defensively. And if they blitz us, if they think they can get home with 4 or 3, and they really try to stop get into the zones of Brock Purdy. If we look at the last game, you know what? And I want to do that because I doubt anybody's going to do this because the game hurts so damn much. But I'm going to go back. What do you guys think about us doing like a Super Bowl film review just to see how the Chiefs played us on defense? Because they played us basically man the majority of the game, and they dared Brock to throw the ball. Offensively, we did phenomenal. We held him to 19 points, right? Regulation. So, in my opinion, I'm more interested in not the Andy Reid versus Brandon Staley and Nick Sorensen matchup. That's cool. We already know who's got the leg up in that regard. I'm more interested in the Kyle Shanahan versus Steve Spagnuolo matchup. I'm interested in that matchup because I think that for what the defense gave us in the Super Bowl with Dre Greenlaw being down, Jair Brown probably having one of the best games of his career, being able to have a good game against Isaiah Pacheco, taking that offense with one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league to overtime. In my opinion, and I know this is, we all have our different opinions, so none is better than the other. But I think the defense did their job. I think the defense did their job in the Super Bowl. Offensively is that third quarter, that horrible third quarter where we didn't run the ball at all. That's more important than literally having the defense have to pitch a shutout just for us to have a shot to win, right? So I'd be interested in understanding what does Steve Spagnuolo see in our offense that makes us so anemic when we face them? Because defensively, I feel as though that Patrick Mahomes just does the best he can. But if Patrick Mahomes knows that all he has to do is score 22 points to beat the Niners, then I would say that's on the offense, not the defense. If you go to the context of when we meet each other, it's the playoffs, bro. It's a 1-game season. So you do what you have to do to win. I feel like the defense has shown up every step of the way every time we see the Chiefs. That's just me. With that, the regular season game notwithstanding, They boat raced us on that game. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it tall on that one. But we had came back from an East Coast trip. We were incredibly injured. I think we saw the Panthers, and we had to play the Falcons, and then we finally came in. So it was crazy. But look, I'll tell you this. I'm going to be interested to see exactly how we shape out this game versus the Chiefs when we move forward. So I got to sit here real quick. One of the biggest things that I want to do right now is get my guy in here. And this is kind of awesome because we're always so busy. So kind of pumped that my man is in here. So look, hold on real quick. Talk to me. Jess, what's good?
Yo, what up? What up?
What's good, brother? Talk to me.
I'm just driving around. Saw you were doing your call-in show. Figured I'd tap in. I didn't see what your thoughts were, but I'm looking at the topics there. Let's talk about that Chiefs thing real quick. Does it matter? Um, I think it matters within the context of if the 49ers play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, then it
Mm-hmm.
means everything, right?
Right.
Because if the 49ers lose this game, where do they build up any sort of confidence that they can actually beat the Chiefs?
Right.
But I don't think that it matters in the context of the regular season and or throughout the playoffs, meaning a loss in the AFC or to an AFC team is not the end of the world. A loss here doesn't mean they're not going to make the playoffs or can't compete once they make the playoffs. It just simply means they can't hold a candle to the Kansas City Chiefs. So, for example, if they make it to the playoffs and then run through the NFC and play the Baltimore Ravens, this game meant nothing. But if they play the Chiefs, then this game means everything.
Mm. So basically, it matters if we see him again because we can basically lean into our own understanding that we haven't beat them. And the last representation of that was when we saw them in week 7, or we could lose to them and never see them again, and it didn't matter in the first place. But either way, what you're saying is that if we run into them, period, it matters.
Absolutely. It matters for us. It doesn't matter for them. I want to be clear about that too. If we
Right,
run into them again and we beat them here, means absolutely nothing to the Kansas City Chiefs. But it means
right.
everything to the San Francisco 49ers.
Dude, but isn't that such a lame existence where like we are
I
like
mean, is it though?
tilted. We're
Yeah.
tilted, bro. Where it's like, even though we don't want to admit it, they are still the sun to our universe. Everything revolves around them.
For sure. For sure it does. But at the same time, I mean, that existence exists with back when Green Bay had Aaron Rodgers, and every time they played us, like all those games mattered. Same thing with Dallas, right? You look at the Dallas Cowboys, we're the sun to them. Everything orbits around us in Dallas Cowboy land. If they don't beat us the week after, then we can say the same thing about them when it comes to us. It's like they have to beat the San Francisco 49ers. If they beat the Niners, do we as Niner fans go, oh man, Dallas just has our number now. We're so worried if we
Right.
play the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs? No, we don't, because we know it's still the Dallas Cowboys. They're little brother to us. You know what I mean?
We got some Chiefs fans in the chat. Somebody just asked a question. Chiefs got a question. Who's gonna hold Worthy?
Uh, I mean, I'm not necessarily worried about Worthy. I'm worried about how do
Kelsey.
we consistently move the ball, and then when the game gets close, yeah, Travis Kelce. That's what I worry about.
Yeah. I mean, look, man. I'll tell you this, man. It's not about if we're talking about pound for pound players. Like, there's never been an issue where we were worried about the Chiefs because of their roster, right?
No,
If we've never been worried about the Chiefs roster. If anything, we've lost to you guys more often with the better roster than not. Like, honestly, but our biggest thing is being able to get over our own selves, right? Um, being up double digits and losing to you guys, like at the end of the day, I don't want to talk too tough. So a loss is a loss. But our biggest thing is that the thing, what the Chiefs mean to me? The Chiefs matter to me because they expose our flaws. They expose our flaws bigger and more vibrantly than any other team in the NFL. And I want to know why. That's why I care about the Chiefs. I care about the Chiefs because we talk about our offensive line not being prioritized and not being the focal point of what needs to be, fortified on the defense. I mean, on the offense. And then we go through the whole year and we barely see it. But then when we see the Chiefs, we have to watch it for 4 quarters. You know what I'm saying? We talk about.
I think to
Go
me
ahead.
though, it simply comes down to this. I mean, when you're building a roster, what are the two things that are most important in building that roster, in your opinion?
Offensive line and a
Okay.
quarterback.
Okay. It's pretty simple, right? I mean, they've
Yeah.
got the better quarterback and they've got the better offensive line. I mean, that's a
Flat out.
open and close case right there. Like
Grand
that's
opening, grand closing.
yeah. I mean that's why that's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. It's so I mean, basically in your summation, it matters every time we see them. But in the context of us seeing them again, it only matters if we have to go back. If we have to go back and see them again.
Correct. Yep. Yep. Now I will say this: if we beat them though, if we beat okay, let me clarify, because if we beat them, that's huge for the 49ers. It just is. You know what I mean? It obviously provides a little bit of, all right, we can beat these guys if we face them again. But if we don't face them again, it's like, okay, well, we beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Like that was the hump. We were finally able to get over the hump. And now who's going to beat us, right? Because then after that, you play Dallas, whose little brother. We know we're going to win that game. So it's like your whole season just turned around. So I think that it can mean a lot for the 49ers if they win. If they lose, though, and don't play the Chiefs, then it means nothing.
Yeah.
But it means
Yeah.
everything if they play them. Definitely does. Because at
I
that point, Kyle Shanahan's 0-5 against Kansas City Chiefs.
I
George Kittle's 0-5 against Kansas City Chiefs. Like
okay.
those things matter.
So let's talk about the inverse because we definitely been glass half empty, right?
Mhm.
And be real. What does this mean if we beat these dudes?
Yeah, I think, again, if we play them, it gives us the confidence that we can hang with them. It's like, all right, finally we got over the hump. I get it; it wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl, none of those things, but now we know that we can beat them. Like it's one thing to say it and think it, but knowing it for a fact is completely different. Now you factually know you can do it. It doesn't matter when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you confidence. And then if you don't end up playing them, I think that this is the litmus test that tells you how good of a team you are. I mean, right now, let's say there's no history with the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's pretend there's zero history. There's no scars with that team. This is the first time
This is
they've
just a
matched up in
one-off.
10 years. This is a one-off game. But
Right.
it happens to be there are two teams right now that are undefeated in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
The Kansas City Chiefs and the Minnesota Vikings. Now, we've already played the Vikings and we lost that game.
Right.
But if we beat the Kansas City Chiefs and hang that first L on them, we're looking across the landscape of the NFL and saying, okay, well, we've played the only two teams that were undefeated. We beat one of them, and the other one, you can say, okay, yeah, of course, the game could have gotten out of hand if Fred Warner doesn't play superhero, but he did play superhero, and the game didn't get out of hand. So we hung with them, meaning what separates them from us? You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot. We can hang with these teams because the 49ers, yes, they were in the Super Bowl last year. I'm sure a lot of those guys have confidence, but every year's a new year. Right now, you haven't even won 2 games in a row. So you add in the context of now you've put together your first 2-game win streak, and it happens to be against a team that's 5-0, one of the only 2 teams remaining. That means a lot for your season because now you're
Mm.
probably going to beat Dallas and you're going to go into the bye week on a 3-game win streak and then get some guys back, hopefully. So, yeah, I think it does mean a lot in the context of a win.
Definitely. So, I mean, I feel like in the context of a win, it's something that we could definitely hang our hat on, Jess. There's no way in the world that we beat these guys for the first time in the regime that we've been attached to with Kyle, and there's not a way to hang this on your hats. You know, I'd be interested to see if they get a little cocky, bro. Like if you know what I mean? Like how are they gonna take this if they beat them? Do you think that this would be I don't know, bad for us? I hate to put it that way, but like, can they handle it? I mean, John Lynch is coming down on the sidelines after beating the Seattle Seahawks. What do you think he would do if we beat the Chiefs? I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm just being honest.
The only way it's bad for us is if John Lynch or Kyle Shanahan give us a Nick Sirianni moment right after the game. Then it's bad for us. And you know what moment I'm talking about? Remember when he beat the Chiefs and was just talking all that ish on the way out the stadium?
Yeah.
From that moment on, your season was over, bud. So yeah, as long as that doesn't happen. But listen, I see you got a couple people backstage, man. I got to go run these errands. Have a good show, and we'll talk soon.
Love you, boy. We'll talk.
All right, bro.
All right, great time. You ready for me? What up, boy?
Coach?
How you doing, man?
Long time no talk, bro.
Talk to me, man. What you got for me?
Dude,
Take your pick. Any topic. You give me what you want to talk about. Let's go.
Are the Niners back, bro, or what?
I mean, we're back against the Chiefs next Sunday. That's as back as I can tell you, man. I don't know.
Do you think if Travis Kelce marries Taylor Swift, he's going to change his last name to Swift?
Bro. Don't try. I forgot, yo. You be choosing violence, bro. Don't come on here trying to get no political views out on my channel, bro. I do not know. Hey, I don't know.
Coach, let me hear you do a Garindo.
Yo, what'd you think about his performance, man? How'd you like the run, man?
Oh, dude, it was all right. I mean, it was late in the game. Honestly, it didn't really mean shit.
What?
I mean, it sealed the deal, but realistically, we weren't going to lose that game anyhow.
You don't think so?
No, dude.
Talk to me. How?
I mean, I don't know. There for a minute when they had that kick return for a touchdown, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was like, I told my dude, I said, oh, God, here we go again. You know, I mean, I kind of felt it slipping away, but I don't know. I just feel like we had that game in the bag. And honestly, you know what? I think we're going to beat the Chiefs by 10.
You think that we're going to beat the Chiefs? So give me a score.
34-24.
34-24?
Yeah.
The Chiefs haven't scored over 30 points for the entire season. I mean, trying to figure out exactly what they look like against us. Do you think Isaiah Pacheco seems to be out. Is Isaiah Pacheco out for the season? I think their starting running back's done for the year.
Yeah, I think so also.
Yeah, I want to see exactly what the Chiefs are doing on offense, especially running the ball. We know that Rashay Rice is already down.
Dude, they got Kareem Hunt, though. I mean, he's Toledo boy where I'm from.
Yeah. I mean, dude, honestly, when we heard that CMC had like tendonitis, I did a show with Larry a month ago, right before the season started.
You mean pig in a pickle?
Yes, yes. And dog, I said that we should pick up Kareem Hunt. I said, dude, we need to just pick up Kareem Hunt right now. Oh, he'd be a great addition to what we have going on. But alas, we didn't get it, man. What'd you think about how would you feel about the young guys?
I feel like they all did pretty well. I like Mustafa, the best out of all the young guys, honestly. The baller.
Yeah. You did you get a chance to would you think about Ronaldo Green? You think he can really step in for us at nickel?
I mean, that's yet to be determined. I mean, he had a couple good plays, but you know, blind squirrel finds a nut here and there, you know. I mean, let's see how he does throughout a couple more games. You know who I was really impressed with, though, this last game?
Who?
Fucking Matthew Wright, bro.
The kicker?
Dude, yeah. He stepped in and did his thing.
He was very consistent, right? He was automatic as fuck. My only thing is, like, dude, be a kicker.
Hey, when he went in for that tackle, I'm sorry, but I had to laugh. I was like, dude, these fucking kickers are crazy.
Bro, like, I had no idea that it's like, did you not understand why you got the job? Did you hear what happened to the last guy?
Yeah.
It was crazy to me, man. All
Yeah.
right, man. So you got us 34-24.
Yeah,
Give me a
34-24.
Give me a prediction for Brock before you get out of here.
I think Brock's going to have a solid game. Honestly, I hope Kyle's not stupid enough to throw the ball as much as he's been throwing. We need to lean on the run a little more. And you know what really we have to start doing is like on 3rd and short, dude, run the damn ball. I am so sick of Kyle emptying the backfield and putting it in Brock's hands every 3rd and short.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we have Trent Williams. Run it right up his ass, dude.
Yeah.
Even if it takes 4th down, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, run it up his fucking ass, dude. Stop emptying the backfield out. That's driving me insane every week.
Yeah, it's something that I just don't understand. Going empty on the 18-yard line, 7-yard line, 22-yard line. I don't understand exactly why he's. I love the way you put it though. I say stop passing the ball, but you said, why do you keep putting it in Brock's hands? And
Yeah.
I like the way you said that. Like, stop putting it in his hands all the time, bro. Like, hey, yeah, and that's true. Pause. My bad, Chris. Pause. So, but I will say that to me, everything really is what's on Mason. Yeah. If JP Mason can play. If JP Mason can play and he's healthy, then we got a dog in a fight. If he can't play, then it's on Kyle to be as creative as he can. Right?
Another thing though, Coach, is they won't come out and say it, the players and shit, but damn well they have this game circled on their calendar since, the schedule came out.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not going to get up for any game this year, it's going to be this game, that they're going to get up for. And we're going to see the real Niners Sunday. I don't know. If we go down to the Chiefs, I think it's going to be demoralizing, and our season's going to be over, honestly.
Well, going down to the Chiefs and the Chiefs would have put us at 3-4 back in the losing record column.
Yeah.
You won't be alone. There's going to be some fans that feel that way, but we got a lot of games to play, man. I'm not ready to give up on us yet, right? As far as I'm concerned, we just got to get to the dance. Then we'll worry about what we'll do when we get in there. But my thing is just let's make the playoffs, and then we'll see. Right now, am I ready to say that we're not a playoff team if we lose to the Chiefs? No. So that's why I put this topic up of, does the game matter? Because if we lose to the Chiefs, that doesn't mean that we still can't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think is our biggest competition in the NFC right now? I would say either Minnesota or Detroit, but honestly,
I got a sneaky team.
Weird gut feeling that Detroit's going to knock us out of the playoffs this year.
I got a sneaky team, the Commanders.
No, dude. No.
Yo, Jaden Daniels is for real, and they got a run game.
I can't really tell you too much about him because honestly, I haven't watched too many Commander games this year.
The kid's for real, man.
Yeah.
I'm out here, and he's for real. Yeah. So, hey, thanks for calling in, Green. Give me another call back, bro. Love getting up with you, man. Hey, man, come back to the live watch show party, bro. You know it's going to be lit.
Oh, hell yeah, Coach. I'll be there this Sunday for sure.
All right, bro. Talk to you, bro.
All right, boss.
All right. Luis.
What's good, Coach? How you doing today?
What up, though? What's good, homie?
Nice to be back on again. Thank you for having me.
Come on, bro. Welcome to have you, man. Come on, bro. Don't do that. What's up?
Hey, man. I just want to get a couple of my topics. I know that I just listened to you in the last caller.
Let's go.
Man, I don't know, Coach. I know that I kind of have to disagree with you, man. If we lose to the Chiefs next week, I don't know. I don't know, Coach. I think.
Oh, you think it's a big deal?
No, it is a big deal because from now on, Coach, I for real know, at least for sure know, that we need to win these next games coming up. We have no choice.
Okay.
All right.
So
okay.
hold on.
Let me ask you this. What do you think? What do you think happens if we lose to the Chiefs but beat the Cowboys?
Everybody's gonna say it doesn't matter because we always beat the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
But get this though. What if we beat the Chiefs but lose to the Cowboys though?
Everybody will say that it was just a letdown game because we did so hard, because we either did so well to beat the Chiefs, or we either did so well and blew the Chiefs out, that, we were kind of like not taking the Cowboys seriously, or if we beat the Chiefs in like a nail biter, everybody will say that, we were tired, right? There was no way that we can do back-to-back, win back-to-back games.
Okay. That's a good take. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, hey, I don't know if you guys noticed, but one thing I liked about Kyle since his JP Mason injury, I wish he would have just been doing this before, man. I don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
It always kind of takes Kyle to kind of like, how like, let's just say you got this ex, right? You're like,
Mm-hmm.
fuck, excuse my French, but like, I got this ex, right, and I lost it.
No,
But
you
like,
go.
I never knew what I had until I lost it,
Mm-hmm.
type of thing. And it's crazy because all of a sudden now he's mixing in Garendo and Patrick Taylor. I'm like, Kyle, why haven't you been doing this whole time?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why does it take you this long? You want milk? Why does it take you this long to get your head out of your booty and make better decisions, man? Like, I don't know about you, but Seattle was making a comeback, and that was kind of scaring me a little bit. So I was just like, ooh. But thankfully, our rookie saved us this game, Coach. They really
Yeah.
did.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe Kyle should start. I believe Kyle should start rolling out all the rookies. I really do.
All the rookies?
Yes,
I
Coach. Yes, Coach. I would supplement Tatum Bethune and D Winters for fucking Campbell. That dude is slow. I could play better linebacker than Campbell. Put me in, Coach.
That's
Put
yo,
me
you
in.
wild. Yo.
Put me in. I could keep up with some running backs and receive tight ends. Yeah, that's no doubt. I could play better. I could play better than him.
You a wild boy, Luis. My man, Luis. Luis crazy, boy. You a wild boy, Luis.
But hey, that's kind of things I've been kind of impressed with Kyle. I just want to see him kind of be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we need to see is Kyle consistency and better coaching. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like Kyle is thinking his dad is in the stands and trying to show off his dad or something. It's just Kyle. Just as a
Yeah.
son, you would want to be a better person than your father and do better than your dad, right? Let's just say that you want your son to let's just say, Coach, you got a son, right, and you want your son to do way better than you, right?
Right.
'Cause, yeah, that's what Kyle's not doing. Kyle needs to be a better version of his father and a better head coach than his father ever was. But I feel like he's kind of getting there, but I just feel like he has to kind of tweak a couple things here and there. But I don't know. He's slightly impressing me each week, and not only that, I feel like the O line is starting to get improved a little bit more better as well. I don't know if you're
Yeah.
starting to notice that.
Yeah, I have noticed that the offensive line is much improved. Uh, you
Man,
know,
Clooney,
yeah. What do you think, man?
that boy.
You
That
just
boy a
you
dog.
gonna make me find a dog for the stream, dog. You are crazy, dog. You wild, bro.
Bro, he is though. I'm not lying. You know that.
Yeah, he
But
is though. He tight.
man, I just want to see our team just be consistent with everything that they're doing, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that we're kind of headed in the right direction. Obviously, we shouldn't obviously have lost the games that we shouldn't have, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, man, it's NFL's week to week. You know,
Lloyd Banks is a hater. Goodness.
yeah.
I've been trying to avoid this dude all show. He just angry. When he came in, he been in the chat just being like, yo, you ever have somebody, you ever get that dude, your friend that always want to fight, and you're like, man, you can't come to the party, bro, because you don't never want to come to have a good time, bro.
Are you
And,
always instigating?
bro, every time we go to the club, you in here, Lloyd always in here tripping. That's why we can't take you nowhere. This dude has been in the chat the entire show, bitching and moaning. God, I am over it. How much blame does Kyle get for the 20? Yo, dog, he's been putting in some good ones, bro. Lloyd,
Look, look, Coach. I know you got other callers now. I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm still trying to
I
put my
love you,
daughter to
Lloyd.
sleep right now.
Yeah, all right,
Um,
bro.
but hey, keep doing your thing, Coach. But one thing, I did want to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
So far from the season, how the season has been progressing and what's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
Are you thinking what are you thinking for the rest of our schedule? Like, what do you think the rest of the? Do you think we're gonna be 14 and 3 or 14 and 4? What do you think?
All right. So I have us at 12. I have us at 11 and 6. All right. So
Okay.
that's my original, win loss for us. I have us losing to the Chiefs. All right. I have us beating the I have us beating the Cowboys. I have us beating the Bucks. I had us losing to Seattle, beating the Packers, losing to the Bills, beating the
Door
Bears.
opens.
We lost to the Rams, right, already? I had us beating the Rams the first time, so losing to the Rams we already lost to the Rams, so we got to beat the Rams this time. Beating the Dolphins, losing to the Lions, and beating the Cardinals.
Coach, you got us losing to the Dolphins.
No, beating the Dolphins. I said losing to
Oh,
the
I was
Lions.
about to say. I was
The
like,
Dolphins are trash. No,
what?
even if I
Saying.
said that, I misspoke, baby. Yeah. So
Okay. Okay. Hey, that's fair and reasonable, but I think I got us winning a couple more games in that for sure.
mm-hmm.
We are for sure better. We are for sure a talented team. We are still a very good team, and I still have belief in this team. The We Believe Warriors is the believe we believe Niners. All right.
Right.
But we this is our last year. This I believe that this is the last year.
All right.
And if Kyle doesn't do it, if we don't make the playoffs, Kyle's gonna be fired. I know for sure.
Oh,
But
well, you tripping now. There's no way that Kyle's getting fired, bro.
if we miss the playoffs,
If we miss the playoffs, I think he'll be on the hot seat. But I don't think if we miss the playoffs, that's just it. He's done way too much. He's been here too long. If we miss the play, look at it this way: if we miss the playoffs, I think that the conversation would start, right? Then it would be like, hey, what's going on with this season? It would have to be a lot. You know how you with somebody for 10
10
years,
years, yeah, huh?
right? And when you break up, everybody's like, oh, when did you break up? And it's like, well, it took us like a year to break up. You know what I mean? Like, we've been together so long, it just doesn't happen in a conversation.
Like it's just not working out anymore, type of thing.
Yeah, we have so much connected membrane and like connected tissue of being together for so long that we can't just rip it all apart, right? Like, I think that, and this is why I said Lloyd Banks be in here tripping. This is why, bro. And you in here, this is the exact reason why I said this dude is in here choosing violence. Why, Lloyd?
I don't know. Yeah, he tripping.
He
Yeah,
tripping.
I need to know what you on, brother.
Yeah, you on some other shit. So look,
Yeah.
I holla at you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, when are you gonna do the next calling show?
Every Saturday, bro. The next one's happening
Oh
on
yeah,
Saturday, bro.
yep, I'm calling in. I'm probably gonna be at the gym at that time too, hopefully. So we'll see.
Hit me up anyway, dog.
Hell yeah, coach. Hey man, thank you again. You guys have a good
Mm-hmm.
day. I'll talk to you next week, man. Go Niners.
All right, good
I'm gonna be
Niners,
there.
bro.
I'm gonna be there next week, so it's gonna be a good game.
Holla at you, bro. All right, so I want to give a little quick PSA, real quick. I'm seeing that guys are coming in the chat, and for some reason, the link may be kicking you guys out because I've seen Cam, I've seen PDX Niner come in here, I've seen Luis came in here, he was able to get in here. Guys, I apologize if you guys are trying to get into the call-in show and it's not sticking. Because I need, it may be something going on with my server, but I'm just trying. I see that everybody is really trying to call in, but they keep going in and out of the backstage of the studio. So any of you that are calling in and for some reason the link isn't working, I apologize for this show. I'll get it together. But Nafka, what we'll do is go in here right now. What's going on, Nafka? Nafka, you muted yourself. Unmute yourself. You were unmuted. And Nafka's gone. Look, yeah, so guys, right now we're about an hour in. All right. And what I'll do is we may be having some technical difficulties. I started noticing about like maybe 30 minutes into the stream when nobody was calling in. I mean, I'm not Mr. Popular, but like literally nobody. So I do believe that something's going on with the link, the call-in link. I knew that probably if something was going to happen in the link, I was going to catch some comments in the chat that were telling me something was wrong with it. So I was kind of holding out to see if that happened. But again, my apologies, guys. If something's wrong with the link for the call-in show, I will get that fixed for the next week. I can understand how frustrating that could probably be for some of you guys trying to call in to speak. So right now, again, here goes Cam. Cam was in here. Let's see if we can get Cam in here so we can go ahead and talk and have a conversation. Cam, talk to me. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Coach? How you doing, man?
How you doing? Hey, man, is the link acting crazy for you?
It was on my phone, so I switched over to the computer, So, I mean, maybe it's an iPhone thing. I don't know, man.
Yeah, because I'm seeing you come in and out of the stream. We'll talk about it, but I was like, man, what's going on?
My bad.
No, my bad.
Go ahead, bro. We network engineers. You know how we get down.
Uh-oh, this is my guy. What's going on, brother? Talk to me.
All right, hey, so let's do it from this perspective, all right?
Okay.
Do you play fantasy football?
No, I don't.
All right, Raji Rice out, right? How did Juju Smith-Schuster do last week?
Heard he balled out.
130 yards. 130 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Isaiah Pacheco out. How did Kareem Hunt do?
Balled right out.
Over 100 yards, right?
Yep.
So, to me,
the common denominator.
Go ahead.
The common denominator is the offensive line.
Well, I mean, but also the coaching staff and the situation that they put their players in, right?
Yeah.
So, I just feel like Kyle's going to be our coach and Andy Reid's going to be their head coach. And we're going to have our defensive coaching staff and they're going to have their defensive coaching staff. And that seems to be the thing every time we come against these guys is they have a plan to beat us. And they're better in game situationally throughout the game, making adjustments, and I just feel like, there's a reason why they call us the Avengers, right? There's a reason why we have 7 of like the top 100 players, right? Like we got the roster, like you could talk about, playing the younger guys and, a bunch of different things as far as, problems we're having with the roster, but we got guys that give us a puncher's chance every week. You know what I mean? And that's why
100%.
We can beat anybody because of our roster, because we have the players that can throw the haymakers. But when it comes to our coaching staff versus their coaching staff, I feel like that's where we come up short against them every time,
Yeah.
And just from the fantasy perspective of watching players and who gets the opportunities and who produces, there's a reason why Raji Rice is just like a target for me in every league, because he was going to get those underneath checkdowns from Mahomes and he's going to get the yak. And now Juju Smith-Schuster off the waiver wire is the guy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So anyways, what do you think about our coaching staff versus their coaching staff? And is that just always going to be the thing,
Yeah. I'll tell you this right now. You're not going to like what I have to say, but all right. So one of the reasons why I stopped coaching is because coaching is very tribal, right? There's no HR department on coaching staffs. You know what I'm saying? Like you work with a group of men and you attach yourself to certain men who are either connected in a deeper fashion with football, or you have to get a guy that kind of like stabs out on his own and creates such a large wake and such a reaction that he has to get respected in the tapestry of football, right? It's almost like politics in a way. It's like getting hooked up with a Bush versus getting hooked up with like a Mitt Romney or a Bernie Sanders.
And
one is
me personally, aside from Kyle's play designing, I think his number one attribute as a coach is his network and who he knows. It's not just a coincidence that he brings in some amazing coaches every time. He's got the network. He's got the dad. He knows the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's other than play designing, that's what Kyle does. He brings in the people, he brings in his network, and he has awesome position coaches. Bobby Turner, Chris Kosaric. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? That's his
Yeah.
number one attribute as a coach is his other coaches he brings with him, right?
Yeah, I agree with that 1000%. Right? A lot of the greatest thing that Kyle does is he surrounds himself with brilliant minds. And that it's hilarious because that's almost kind of like how he gets looked at. He's the one that sits on the perch, that sends down his genius, but really what Kyle is learning, has learned how to do, and what has really been taught how to do through his father is to manage other great men and tell them how to put the job together.
And I love Mike McDaniel and Robert Saleh with him because he seems to identify like he's got that deficiency in himself. Kyle realizes I'm not personable like Mike McDaniel. You watch Mike McDaniel's press conferences where he's cracking those jokes.
Yes.
Dude, he is hilarious. And then you see Robert Saleh on the sideline, like my old ass wants to go blow somebody up after seeing that dude. Like that coach makes you want to go play. You know what I mean? And Kyle, I mean, I don't know. I think it is having a dad that's a head coach in the NFL. Like how hard do you got to work to make friends? You know, so like he kind of grows up maybe not having the best social skills, you know, and I think Lynch really is a good GM with him. And like the way Pearsall got shot and Lynch showed up at the hospital and then Kyle was like, Rose, you know, it's just not a good look, you know, even if Ricky's okay. Just, you know what I mean? It just seems like
it's not
Kyle
a good. It was a meathead moment. It was a meathead moment. What are you doing?
And I've never heard anybody say about Kyle like, oh, he's a guy you love to root for. You know what I mean? Like there's certain guys you love to root for, but just Kyle, you know, he has a great network and he's a great play designer and he really goes deep into the weeds more than anybody can on this stuff, you know. But, you know, it's just you want that emotional thing when you're playing for a coach. You know what I mean? And I do feel like the players may be coming off of last year when they had so many talented players and they were up, you know, in the fourth quarter and then they end up losing in overtime and not knowing the rules. I do feel like the players kind of feel like, hey, it ain't us. You know what I mean? Like I do feel like you put the Kansas City coaching staff over our players, you know, they're still win. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean,
think like if you had to force them, if you had to force Kansas City's coaching staff to keep our guys, they play differently. One thing I will say is this is something that I feel like is a Freudian slip, and this isn't because you said it, but I've heard a lot of fans say it. This is not a Super Bowl hangover. We didn't win.
I don't think so.
We didn't win. You have to win the Super Bowl for it to be a hangover.
Isn't there some stat of teams that lose the Super Bowl and how terrible they do the next year? Isn't there some stat to that effect?
I'm sure there is.
But
I'm sure there is.
It is, man. Think of how deep we go every year and then not quite make it. And then to come back, I mean, that's got to be worth something. Even though, you know, you want to get there, it takes a toll, you know. And these guys, man, I got to give them their credit that they man up and get back every year. And last year, weren't we like, what was it? We had a losing record the last couple of years starting out of the gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like that's just kind of our MO is we got to get it together the first however many weeks of the year or training camp, we're getting our legs under us. And then we kind of hit our stride and we start doing our thing. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping we get it turned on. Hey, and if we can't beat the Chiefs in Levi Stadium, you know, like granted they got the bye, but we got the 10-day rest. Like we should be able to beat them, you know, next week. If we're ever going to do it, let's do it in our home. We care. Maybe they don't. You know what I mean? I like what Jesse was saying. You know, that's how I feel is like the Cowboys to us, that's how we are to the Chiefs. Like, I kind of think that's how it is. You know, it's our Super Bowl, and they're like, yo, this is Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that, there is going to be a little bit of like, a smirk as they play us like, okay, now we're going to get your best. Like, we get it.
Yeah.
You want to beat us. Holding. What's going to happen?
That's kind of my take on the out of the woods thing is like, let's figure it out. We can make a deadline trade, but I mean, we seem to get it together as the year goes on. As far as the young guns thing, man, when we had Mooney Ward and Hafunga out, my boys that were watching the game with me on Thursday, I was like, you're going to learn
Watch.
today. I was like,
Yeah.
you're going to learn today.
Watch.
And then they both got interceptions. I was just like, I was looking good talking about those rookies, So yeah, very excited, man. Let the young guys play. Like you were talking about the coaching staffs and how basically that exists with players, not just coaching staffs. The incumbent has to get hurt for the young guy to get a chance sometimes, and they ball out. And we're stronger for it. All right, Coach, I'll let you bring in your other guys. That's all I got.
You're good. You're closing us out, Cam. You're closing us out. It's cool, brother. Hey, thank you, man.
Hey,
had a great time. We'll talk, bro.
How do you hang this thing up? I don't even know.
I'll kick you out. How about that? Get out of here,
thanks,
Cam. Hey, man. Hey, guys. So look, today was a great show. Love the engagement. And let's just go over the topics real quick before we leave. Just real quickly. So out of the woods. Are the Niners out of the woods? With our 3-3 record, recently beating the Seattle Seahawks and walking into placing the Kansas City Chiefs, are we out of the woods yet? Right? Don't you do it. All right. Young guns, right? How do you guys feel about the rookies? How we got to get it going, right? Have they earned their spots? Are you okay with seeing guys still get pieced together, right? I did not forget your pink lighter. I'm still taking the pink lighter. Stop. Okay. Impossible. I'm impressed. Scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to give you my scale. My impressed record, and I can't be 5 and it can't be 7. My number scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 6. I'm a 6 right now with the season. Doesn't mean it can't be better, but that's where I'm at. Chiefs, does it matter? My final answer, yes, it does. The Chiefs game matters. We got to beat these guys. I'm sorry. You guys already know how I get it in, especially when it comes time to playing. When the ball's rolled out, man, either get in the car or get on the porch, man. We rolling. And change the expectations? No. My expectations have not changed at all. This is still a team with a lot of talent. This is a team with, we haven't even had our first round pick play yet. Guys, be where your feet are. Relax. We're 3-3. All right. We got 11 games left to go, and we're going to be good. Let's get these last couple of super chats before we get out of here. All right. So we got $19.99, and I'm sorry for the super chats, guys. I kind of fell off on those. Yes. Talk about Campbell on Kelsey next week yet? Have we talked about Campbell on Kelsey next week yet? Yes, I'm going to tell you this right now. If that happens, that's a problem. Devondre Campbell should be nowhere near chasing, nowhere near Travis Kelce. Nowhere. Restraining order. Straight to jail. Slant route, jail. Hook ladder, jail. Flat route, straight to jail. Seam, jail. What if he gets on the run block? Jail too. You don't touch Travis Kelce, Devondre Campbell. You don't even look at Travis Kelce, Devondre Campbell at all. That should be clear. 11th house of Zenith, $35. Thank you. Is Kyle experimenting with the offense, or is it just me? Feels like he's trying to give second half teams a different look. Nah, that's called blowing games. Sorry about that. It's not a different look. Serenity, $2. Thank you. I see us beating the Chiefs, losing to the Cowgirls. Yeah, man. I don't know, sis. We'll see. Travis Stewart, 199. Hey, coach, hear music in the background, I think. Yo, you're nuts. Yo, this is one of my OG Coachella listeners. That's how I know. Whenever I get the music comments, I know you from one of the dudes from way back. We go back. Look, hey guys, love everything that we had to do today. I will be back on Monday with another show. I don't know if I want to do film yet, but I'm definitely going to do the Chiefs film. I want to be able to look at the Chiefs. Shoot, man, we need to stop acting like this is just a regular game. We know we want to beat these boys. We ain't beat them in years. Got to go get our ball back. So I'm going to do that on Monday. Wednesday, the Faithful Review with Tom. Thursday, we have another installment of the Four-Man Front, which is going to be on Jesse Naylor's show on his channel, which is Last Second Sports. Friday, we got the coaches meeting. Saturday, we're right back here with another call-in show. And then Sunday, you know what it is. You know what it is. It's time for us to get that watch party in. You got to ride with me on these joints, man. I'm telling you, if you haven't been here for the watch parties, man, you missing out. Because we really get it in. Steve-O, $2. My guy, my arch nemesis, my Howard Cosell. Steve-O. As Coach says, stay low and keep your what moving. Get out of here, loser. This guy. Look, it's been awesome, guys. This is the coach. Stay low. Stay low. Steve-O, you stay low too, you creep.